Hello and welcome to the next entry in this video series. We're checking out submissions to the DungeonCrawler GameJam of 2026, and this time we will have a look at Defragged by Zoltan Kosina. But before we get into the description and jump into the game, here is a brief overview of this year's Game Jam. This year's DungeonCrawler Game Jam has been completely organized by the community, including donations for the prizes. The rules might look complicated, but can be summarized very quickly. Essentially, the goal is to make a grid-based dungeon crawler with first-person perspective like Wizardry, Dungeon Master or Legend of Grimrock. And like these games, the game must have combat or a substitute, a way to win, to lose, and a character value like hit points, which can also be increased. While the game itself needs to be made within the 9 days of the jam, it is allowed to prepare and to reuse code and assets as well as using AI. You also got to pick and implement one of the 4 themes revealed at the start of the jam. In total, more than 75 valid entries have been submitted in the jam, freely available for everyone to try out. And the winners are determined by votes from the community. Purpose of my videos is solely to provide feedback and entertainment. And with that said, let's get back to today's game. Defragged by Zoltan Kosina. So let's have a look at the description here. A first-person grid-based dungeon crawler set in a fragmented digital world. You are Defragger, a system utility deployed by the task manager to restore order in a forgotten partition. Navigate block by block, cell by cell, eliminating hostile fragments that corrupt the system and drive your CPU usage toward critical levels. Collect free memory to stabilize performance, but be careful. If CPU usage reaches 100%, the task manager will terminate the process and force to restart. Okay, interesting idea. Features: 3 enemy types face relentless pressure from close combat, recyclers, long-range fragments and self-replicating viruses, each designed to overwhelm you in different ways. 2 weapon types: rely on your trusty rifle and later unlock grenades to handle tougher encounters and clustered threats. 1 epic boss, faster, stronger and meaner than the regular fragments, driven by a single directive: eliminate the Defragger. Retro-futuristic synthwave world. Explore a vivid neon gridscape shaped by digital decay and classic cyber aesthetics. Procedurally generated partitions. Every run features a newly fragmented layout to fragment, complete with locked doors that require access keys to progress. Immersive cyber audio. Dive into pulsating synth-driven music and digital soundscapes that heighten tension and atmosphere. Alright, so the controls. Move forward, down, left. Okay, so this is standard controls, yes. Then we have space to attack and R or shift for grenades. Okay. And then we have a bunch of hints here. So this thing here looks like a Word document. This is an intact block recognized by its continuous walls. You don't have to do anything with these. Look for the fragmented blocks instead. Okay. This is a fragmented block recognizable by its broken walls. 4 of these are scattered across the partition. Find them, enter and use the elevator to access and clean each cell. Once all enemies within a level are eliminated, you can proceed to the next. Okay, this is a fragment. Every cell of a block has 1 or 2 of them. Just hit them with your rifle a few times while dodging their attacks and you will be fine. This is free memory. It restores some of your CPU health. Okay, this is a recycler. They start to appear outside the blocks after you cleaned your first fragmented block. They attack at close range and drop free memory once destroyed. This is a red key. You will need it to open locked doors. This is a virus. They start to appear after you cleaned 1 or 2 blocks. They multiply and attack at close range, so eliminate them as quickly as possible. Maybe this will then bog the game down if they like exponentially multiply. This is a locked door. You will need to find the red key in order to another block to open it. This is a grenade. You can find these in blocks behind locked doors. Throw them with R, shift and watch your enemies in front of you explode immediately. Alright, so unfortunately this can only be played in a browser, so I'm hopeful that the controls will work well with shift and so on, and we are not accidentally tabbing out or something. So let me prepare that stuff and then we will jump into the game Defragged by Zoltan Kosina. And here we are in the game. Greetings, Defragger. Your task is to clean up the 4 fragmented blocks in this partition. Proceed with caution, the area is heavily infested with dirty bits. We have controls here on the screen, but yeah, as soon as we press the buttons on the keyboard, these are hiding. Interesting. And very quick movement and very responsive, and it's also queuing up, and the perspective is also yeah, pretty much perfect. Now, because it's browser based, there might be bad things happening if I press the buttons here. Well, it's just firing. Okay, so we can see this is Legend of Grimrock, and this is Lands of Lore, so yeah, it's pretty much standardized perspective, and I think, well, if it's just open spaces, it could even get away with a perspective which is pretty much broken, but yeah, this perspective as it is seems to be pretty good, but this here is, okay, looked like it was hovering over this a bit, but no, it's yeah. So in theory, if it was closer, you could see that there's a wall and there's right. So you would be able to see that we can strafe right and so. But these spaces are so open. So we need to go into this here, and let's see how that works. I might not even need the mouse. Ah. Oh, nice. Okay. So shooting is not queued up. So if I go to the left or right, then in this case I need to hold the shooting button. Can I jump down? No, I can't. Because otherwise, if I just go there and shoot, nothing will happen. So I need to... Oh, maybe there's also a bit of a... Yeah. So... yeah, I think that could have been nicer. Either shoot directly and only trigger it after a bit, or queue it up if you shouldn't be able to shoot while moving or something. So now what did... I also like this sound effect here. Weep, weep, weep. I can't... okay. I was trying to move... oh, okay, this might be... okay, so... you can go on these tiles here, but you can only go there if you move forward. Otherwise, it will just... if you strafe on these tiles, so if I strafe to the right, nothing happens. And the enemies respawn. Okay. Healing. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing at the moment. I mean, we need to defrag this thing here, but... how would I do that now? So here I'm just going up and down, right? But I'm not achieving anything. Besides of healing myself. Did I miss any, like... Oh, no, I'm down. Oh, apparently... Okay, I'm not quite sure. Go away! I'm not quite sure what I was doing. Maybe that was just intended, that I go up and down and kill them a couple of times and... Alright. Yeah, I think the combat, the shooting, as I mentioned, that feels a bit clumsy because it's not shooting right away. So it's a bit unfortunate because the movement itself, and that feels great, but then the combat aspect is a bit... Oh, well, we just... It might be... It might be that we were just going down all the time, and it's... I'm not sure if I'm hitting, and the levels just happen to all look the same. So that we are basically just doing a cleaning level by level. Level finished, next level. And I need to wait a bit until the shots hit. Otherwise the enemy will move away. So yeah, we just go level by level and kill the enemies there. Oh, 2 of them. I don't actually need to be that careful, it seems. Because we get so much healing. Alright. Okay. Bloop. Further down. Interesting. Okay. We can already hear the guy outside. And there's the key card. And here we are outside. Okay, to the next building. Yeah, I think the shooting, that should just be instant and disregard the movement. Ah, okay. These are these viruses then? So the next one I will just keep alive and then we will just see how it works with multiplication there. Ah. Oh, okay. Ah, now there are two. Okay. Yeah, okay. There's a grenade. But we have a grenade counter. So we probably can use more than just one. Okay, so there's one block left. Die! Okay, where do we need to go? I think there, yeah, then the back, the right one. We only have one grenade, so maybe we should save that for the grand finale. Oh, there's another grenade on another one. Okay, so we can use them and test them here in the building. Like this. Okay. Alright. Next level. No. Next grenades. No healing here. Okay. Behaves a bit weirdly. Okay. Okay. 4%. 1%. Okay, we can catch them off guard, basically. Okay. Oh, and now, okay. Ah, okay, but I want to see the boss. Okay, I will, I didn't, okay, I will just replay that whole thing and then we will see, and I check the boss 1 second. And here we are again. Oh, but you've seen it. So I exited the building, the boss spawned in front of me, and then the game crashed again. So, yeah, unfortunately, that's a problem, but I will keep it at that. So, yeah, unfortunately, there's a bug now with the last enemy. I don't know, I've seen a couple of other players playing the game, in the comments mentioning playing the game. And they didn't report about this issue, so who knows? Maybe it's something related with the browser, or maybe it was, well, can't really be a different version of the game, I'm not sure. But, well, in this case, we tried it 2 times, 2 times it was crashing, so there's not much I can do here. So, regarding the gameplay, as I mentioned, the perspective is fine, the movement is fine. What I didn't like is that moving is basically blocking shooting, and so the shooting didn't feel great. There was also a bit of an issue with the enemies being hit. Sometimes you can hit enemies even though they are on a different tile already, and sometimes you don't hit them even though like the blast is going through the enemy, so there is also a little bit of an issue. The gameplay is a bit repetitive. Maybe it could also be a bit harder. I'm not sure, but I mean, this wouldn't change anything of the like repetitiveness. So overall, it was a nice entry. Too bad that it crashed at the end, or froze at the end. So I don't know if that would have been like a challenging combat or anything like that. Anyways, this has been a nice entry called Defragged by Zoltan Kosina. So thank you for this contribution to the Game Jam. And with that, thanks to you all for watching. And if you want to see more, check out the playlist linked down in the video description, where you can just jump to the next game or to the previous games if you haven't seen them already. So thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.